champagne life. And Mr. Radio Man, won't you turn that up?
The show was so hot, we just kept going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, because we keep talking about this one topic. But we also have someone else that came to join us. This is Minister Zay. He's a licensed minister at 20. I believe you're a licensed minister. So congratulations to you. And he's a motivational speaker going all around. So we want you to weigh in on the topic. And you missed a lot of it, but we want to weigh in your young self, weigh in on a topic like this. I don't know if you had the heartstrings like that. You might. But what would you do if you came home and you were about to engage to you, become engaged to your woman, about to ask her to marry, and you see her with someone else?
If I came home and I seen her, I don't know, to be honest. Like, my pride probably would really, like, go out the window.
Pride.
I don't know, like, my whole thing is, if you cheat on me one time, I'm done with you, for. So that's just me. I don't know, that's my pride not gonna let me keep talking to her. I'm gonna be done with her. I'm just gonna have to get back.
That's another subject. You said if somebody cheats on you once, are you done? If somebody cheats on you once, really, are you done? Is it that deep that you're done? Look your head like no.
Yes.
No, if somebody cheats on you once, are you done?
Like your steak, I'm well done. I'm well done.
If somebody cheats on you once.
Now, I'm gonna probably fool people when I say this. It depends on the situation for me. It really does, because I've been there, and there was somebody that said they volunteered that they did it, and they only volunteered it because of how like we talked about honesty, how I am. I would rather you have been straight up with me and said, listen, I'm not pleased, I'm not happy, something going on, But when I kind of know how you roll already, and you know, they say people have patterns. When you break the pattern, I know you broke the pattern. You hanging out in Midwestern Pennsylvania with your old crew from college and this, that, and the third. You told me you was going to be back tomorrow. You ain't come back till Sunday.
Yeah.
If you just went on and said, hey, listen, I was out there, I got caught up, I was drawing, and boom. All right, I'm going to be mad, I'm going to be tight, I'm going to put you in the dog, because I've been put in the doghouse, because, like you said, I've messed up relationships. So I'm not going to say, just, no, boom, it's over. But for where we started, see, now you got me feeling bad because the young minister in the building. Y'all know my life is in Christ. But my pride and my anger would get in the way, and I'm bang, bang. But if it was just we was kicking it, or if it was just we were going together, I hate that term, but something like that, we was talking, all right, well, you know, we chalk it up. Just know it's got one on the comeback if I decide. But if we dove in, and get ready to make that move, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's not as simple as you cheat once and it's over. What about you?
I can honestly say, you want to go ahead?
I think who I am, my status would change with you. I can still be involved with you, but I'm not motivated to elevate to another level with you. Because a lot of times, like, all right, this has already happened. As he spoke about your pride, you start thinking, knowing who you are, how you plan long term, how you decide to allow yourself to get invested, or you felt as though this person earned you, you earned them. I can probably still be involved with you, but I could never regain the status that we had. Not just being honest.
Now, I can honestly say, as far as her cheating for the first time and me leaving now, just like you said, we was dogs back in the day. You get what I'm saying? We did our dirt. But now I feel like if I changed before I came to you, like I had a plan that my next lady that I'm with, I'm gonna be great. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna do nothing that I did in the past, and I'm perfect to you, and you cheat on me. I feel like I should take this perfect somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? And that's only because, like, just like you were saying, like you deal with them, but it's not gonna be on the same extent to the plan that you had before. But sometimes that, like, and even for men, if we cheat on a female and she take us back, we cheat on her again and she take us back, I'm gonna cheat. She gonna take me back. I know she gonna take me back. I already know she gonna take me back. I'm gonna just continue to doing what I'm doing, so it's not gonna be healthy. It's not gonna be genuine and it's just not gonna be true to both sides. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like if I'm perfect on my end and you do that, then I just
ain't nobody perfect on their end. However, but I don't know. Ain't nobody perfect on it, and we do
close.
Well, nobody perfect.
Well, it depends too, because if you're in a relationship with somebody and you care about somebody truly, like I've been in a long distance relationship, and just like you said, you notice patterns, you know if your man questioning on somebody else, you know what's going on because you can tell. And I was with somebody for a long time, and when his pattern started to change, I told him, I was like, I care enough for you to be happy with someone else and to go and be with that person, then stay with me. And I gave him that option because I was like, I want you to be happy because I care about you that much. Now, if we're together and I do find you doing something that I'm like, a pattern didn't change, so what happened? So I'm going to snap. That's why when you said, I don't know if I'm just going to laugh or whatever, I was like, to me, in my head, I'm like, okay, is he lying? Because I can see myself, and how you said the whole idea of, you know, your pride, and how you basically described in the last show about a man and how you're thinking, and when it comes to that whole situation, I was like in my head, like, that sounds just like how females feel when they find out that their man is cheating. And not just behind their back, but in their face too. And I was just like, you know what? We relate, but we just handle it a little differently at times, but sometimes we handle it the same. But I'm snapping, and I'm going off.
Oh, man.
And then I'm going to be done with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to talk to you, because once you cheat on me, that shows a lot of really how you feel about me, and I'm really not the person that you truly care about, because you're not going to do something that could hurt me that much.
What about the word enough? Like, is one person truly enough for you? That's the reality. Like, there's components of your life that your mate may not have or bring. So I hear somebody, you know, people say, I should be enough for you. I should be enough for you. Do you know the person you was dealing with, what their life was prior to you, what excites them, what extreme things they think about, what they communicate about? If you're honest from the beginning, you can eliminate some of the unnecessary things later on. Because I always get a conversation about new excitement. Men can see something, they don't know her name, they don't know anything. They say, I'll do that. But guess what? As soon as they do that, they get on the phone and call you and say, baby, you want some Chinese food? And bring it home to you. Because there is no connection with them. It's just new excitement to them. And I'm not excusing men's behavior for cheating at all. If you're honest and you're upfront about things, then people are aware, and you have a choice to say, I can get involved with you or not. I always believe in go with the flow. Don't go in with expectations. Just go with the flow. Where it's going to flow to, y'all will figure it out. If it stops here, it stops here. If it goes further, it goes further. Because at least you've been open enough to allow whatever's going to happen. But the reality is, when it does happen, what are you going to do about it? Or do you look at yourself and say, I should be enough for you? Enough.
We
Are
don't
you
know
enough?
whether who's enough or not enough, because, you know, sometimes you get into relationships, like you said, with somebody with a type. I remember being in a relationship with someone who had a type, and their type was a smaller person. Now, that doesn't make me feel bad about myself because you want a smaller person, but if you desire a smaller person and you meet your eyes, sometimes our eyes do that thing. You look and you like, she got this big booty, she got this physique that you want. You will be tempted to go there. Not that you don't love this person, not that he didn't love me, but his what he wanted, what he thought he wanted. I always wanted somebody that was smaller. I always wanted somebody like this. So the temptation was there because they wanted somebody else. Now, and I can understand. They're not saying that that's a license to cheat, but I understood it. So yes, we broke up, but I did take him back because he realized the grass is not greener on that other side.
Message.
The grass wasn't greener, because just because you desire that particular body type does not mean that body type comes with all that I have.
But we
and all
talked
that I
about your
am.
temptation. A lot of times on the show we talked about, I said men deal with temptation, lust, and opportunity. We're always going to have a degree of temptation.
Especially
We're going to see
opportunity.
things that turn our head all day. We're going to lust for people all the time. Like I say, I don't care what's going on in my life, Tony Braxton can get it. But that's another conversation. It's another conversation. But the only thing that can get you in trouble if you exercise opportunity.
But that's where Minister Zay is here to talk about discipline. And in your life, you preach on, or you go out and motivate and speak on discipline. How can that discipline help you in these relationships?
First, I want to say, like, when y'all was talking about being enough for a person, like my mindset is always, if I'm putting forth the best me, like best version of me, each and every day, like I'm working on me, like being the best me I could be, and I'm giving that to you, and you can't accept that, that means you're not for me. So, that's what I always, like, that's always my mindset. So if I'm, going hard each and every day, I'm working on me each and every day, and you decide to go cheat, that's your loss. So that's the mindset I always try to have. And secondly, on discipline, discipline plays a big part, like especially when it comes to, greatness, taking advantage of opportunities and all these different things in life that life might have for us or God may have for us. Discipline plays a big part, because if you don't discipline yourself and never deal with them demons on the inside, when you do get what God has for you, or you do get that perfect female, that perfect man, you're not going to be able to handle it because you never disciplined yourself. So discipline definitely go, a long way. And I always use, like, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all these people that had all this money and stuff like that, but they never disciplined themselves, never dealt with them demons. So when they got to this high level, they couldn't handle the success and this and that, and they had to, they never disciplined themselves. So discipline definitely plays a big part when it comes to relationships, and life in general. So that's my take on discipline.
And it sounds like from what you were saying, Shelly, and as far as being enough, sometimes it's not even about the other person not being enough. Sometimes, as you're saying, you're not enough for yourself. So that's the way. And I'm talking to myself right now. I'm talking about myself. For a long time, I wasn't enough for myself. So that made me do what I was doing and behave the way I was behaving and go where I was going, because I didn't see me as enough for me. So I was like, well, if I'm not enough for me, so what am I going to think or feel for anybody else? But with experience, with time, with wisdom, with prayer, with whatever you use to motivate you to do better, to be better for yourself, then you'll find out how, and you'll see what other people are. And like we said, make choice, make maintenance, self-maintenance. Because again, if you're not doing it for you, how can you do it for someone else?
Absolutely. We're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we have Starlene Bay. We're going to find out, she has a song about this topic, but we're going to have her weigh in on too. Look, this is the weigh in on this topic. We want to know how you really feel, how you really feeling about it. But before we go, talk about social media, a social media movie. Tell us about it. Executive producer is Status. Tiz is the writer. Tell us about the movie and what's going on out there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you how the social media movie came about. Nadir and Peter Parker was in cahoots with Tyrone with a music video, and within the music video, Status, he always think. Say for instance, if we come across something big, he always figure out a way to make that bigger. You get what I'm saying? So he had came up with the idea of turning his Instagram and what he do into a film. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when he brought it to his attention, he agreed to it. Him and Peter Parker went back into the lab and they needed a writer, which was me,
Yeah.
So, that's how I came about. I'm saying Peter Parker had watched me for years, like far as what I do. Like I started off on YouTube, not on Instagram, like with the grind times, the short films. So he was already a fan of what I do, so he trusted me enough. Well, they both trusted me enough to actually write the script for the film. And once I did that, I also became a writer and a star, a co-host in the film.
There you
social
go.
media movie, and that's how it came about.
Social media movie.
And originally, if I can piggyback off that, the movie, the working title was "I'm Tyrone" the movie, because it was based off of the star, Phil Hitson. There were certain production issues that we dealt with, which happens with all movies. And over time, the genius in Tiz as a writer, the genius in Peter as a director, and even, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but a genius in what I did as a producer.
Yes.
A genius,
He's a genius as a producer. He's a genius.
Yeah,
I'm saying for you.
we adjust. And one thing we always operated is, one, being masters of the art of storytelling. And Tiz took us to that next level. Peter's director has always been great. And then being masters of the art of execution, because this was a long time coming. This was a 4-year process that it took, and a lot of people would have gave up by that time trying to get it out. But what happened is, with the issues we were dealing with in production, Tiz made up and kept adjusting, so we started reaching out to other social media influencers and friends that we had around the country and getting them involved in the project, and it became so much bigger. So over the last 6 to 7 months before we were coming up with the release, we just thought, like, no offense to the title, I'm Tyrone, but it would have cheated what the movie became. It really became a social media movie. This is the first movie in history where you have social media influencers playing themselves. You might have a movie with a bunch of social media influencers and comedians, and they're playing other characters, but this is the movie where they're playing themselves. So I like it to All That or Living Color. When you see, imagine if they made a movie where Jamie Foxx was playing Wanda, and it became that amazing. So this is the first time in history that this happened. So it feels good to be from the tri-state area and say we made history.
Definitely making history. Thank you, thank you. We're gonna go to a break, but I'm gonna pass that as a back. But he's so right with his vision. When you have a conversation with him, you could be thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna just do this." You gotta make sure you think a little bigger, because he's gonna make it bigger. Your thoughts can't be on this level. It has to be bigger when you talk in the status. He makes your whole vision bigger, and that is a great thing. He makes you want to be and excel to bigger things. But we're gonna go to a break. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna keep talking about what would you do? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Anyway, let's go. Thank you to Howard Gillian Jr. New Video Productions, of course, Doc Smitty of Rude Boy Entertainment, and of course, Alvina Styles for the bling. So let's go.
Shout out to the DJ, killer.
I felt like Cinderella.
I said, that's fiction. I dropped my hat and ran.
The whole veil comes off.
A little bit X-rated. Happy birthday, Tracy!
Hit the gas and took off.
We're back. Same on a Saturday night right here at TGI Fridays. 4,000 City Ads. My hair is in my eyes. That's because Machina Stewart noticed you decide she don't see us. You know, fling it like that.
I see you flinging it
Makes
back
you
and
feel
forth.
so good. Oh, no, my bad. Anyway, we are here. We're still talking about a social media movie, which is out right now at socialmediamovie.com. Make sure you go and you can what? Purchase it?
Yeah, you can purchase it right now at asocialmovie.com. It's connected to Vimeo. This is the first way we're releasing it now, and then we're going to be licensing to different platforms.
But what they don't know, I got bootlegs in the trunk. So if y'all want a DVD,
Yeah, I need that. I need that.
selling on the side. It's
Need
like,
parts. I need parts.
But our goal was, as a company, we wanted to be as independent as possible and, pool our own resources together. So this is 100% financed by myself, Peter Parker, and Tiz 215. The cast was amazing. They came on board to be a part of it, and we wanted to keep it at home as much as possible. So this is to show other people, younger people, you can do this yourself. You don't need Hollywood as a platform.
So when you go on the website, you just put in credit card information or...
Yeah. So Vimeo, our site is connected to the platform Vimeo. They have a new movie streaming platform. It's actually really great. So any of you filmmakers out here who want to put your films out, don't feel you have to go to other platforms, or they're giving large percentages. Like, we only pay them 20%. So we own 80%, and that's unheard of in this industry, that we own 80% of what we got. Yeah, that's real independence.
Website again,
asocialmediamovie.com.
Here to make sure, because you say
Yeah, asocialmediamovie.com. I just want to make sure, because people was typing in social media movie and it wasn't coming up. So asocialmediamovie.com, and go check it out. And please leave comments. Let us know what you really think about it, if you thought it was terrible. The beautiful thing about it,
it's not.
We haven't had one bad review yet, and that doesn't even happen. So thank you to God for that.
And you will not.
Yeah.
So, Miss Starling Bay, you came in on a topic, and you had some music that fits this topic. So, we're going to ask you to fill in on what would you do if you came in and you saw your mate in the bed with someone else?
I would leave.
Just simple. I would just leave.
I would leave. I would leave him. I would leave the situation. And I do want to, say it does sometimes depend on the relationship. If it was a long-term relationship that you were in and you were really in love.
This is almost marriage. Y'all about to be married.
She said, matter of fact, let me scratch that.
She was like,
I will stay.
You see how that that changed the whole dynamic of it? She said, Say,
Yeah, that changes things. Yeah, and you want to be careful. Because I am a Scorpio, you know, so we got a little stinker. But I do want to say that sometimes, you know, when the situation isn't as dire, you know, men a lot of times want to try to tell you didn't see what you saw, but I know what I saw. And I know what I heard.
You walked in on it.
Yes.
So you just walk out?
Yeah, I leave. I'm out.
You don't got nothing else to say?
I ain't got nothing else to say. Now, see, if you come after me, it's going to be a problem. No, we don't take calls. Nothing. Zero. Absolutely
All
nothing.
right. I don't know what he's doing. Don't get used
See,
10 years in a relationship.
10 years. Don't even, no, I don't even know what, no. We
you might have to wait till you calm down a little bit, because in that situation, if you really are in love with this man and you throw some stuff down like that, it's going to be a fight. And I'm not going after her, I'm going after you. So that's how that's going down, you know. So in
tell us
order
about your
to
song
not
that
do
goes with
that,
that.
in order to not do that, I would leave. And I would just leave the relationship. Otherwise, it's going to be a fight, and I'm coming after you. And how my song relates, one song, I just go out and do my own thing. So you don't appreciate all of this? Then I'm going to give you something that you wish. Okay? Put on your boom boom dress, okay? And go out, and I'm like, I have more than just you, boo. So you want to let them know that. But sometimes it is a scenario of was a great relationship, and, you know, you just leave. And then you realize, you know, you're home alone, and you're thinking about it. And then it's like, well, is it worth it? You know, so you have to think about it, but that's only after you calm down, because initially, I'm going to just turn into an evil gal. But after that, I'm going to be living all alone, and it's going to be without you.
All right, so tell us about your project, the name of your project, and how can they get it?
I am Starlene Bay, and this is the Starlene Bay Experience. You can reach me at starlenebay.com. My project was actually produced by one of Philly's major legends, Mr. Norman Connors. Yes, give it up for Mr. Norman Connors. I was out at a local jam session, and he saw me, and he called me and said, you need to go in the studio and record this. And we went on to go to New York and, you know, put together this whole project. And we got a 2019 project that we're doing also. So I'm very excited about it. It's called Classy and Soulful. And that's really not talking about me, but it's talking about the music. The music is very classy. It's classic music. It's very soulful, which I am on the inside. But but I'm actually going to be down at Kelsey's singing my CD. So if you guys are available, come on down to Kelsey's on Sunday, 6:30. We are jamming with not only Norman Connors will be in the house, but we also have Patience Higgins, who is an amazing saxophone player, and he's done Ain't Misbehavin'. He's also one of the major players in the Starship Orchestra. And if you know Norman Connors, you know he has a bad band called the Starship Orchestra. So I'm blessed to be involved with these amazing legends. So here I am, my little old me, doing what I do. So living all alone is what I'll be doing for you today.
All right, we're going to be listening to that in a minute, but before we go, stay humble. Tell us about microphone. Tell us about your projects, what you're doing, your clothing line.
Basically, I have a clothing brand. It's called Stay Humble, Stay Hungry. Basically, a motivational brand for the youth to be inspired through clothing. I'm a minister, so I minister all over the city, motivational speaker all over the city. My Instagram at Minister Zay, and we got a storefront in Philadelphia Mills, One Punch, inside One Punch.
Oh, inside of One Punch?
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And it's stay hungry,
Stay humble, stay hungry.
Stay humble, stay hungry. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for bringing your word. But with the pride, though, do you talk on pride, meaning getting rid of that pride? Because, you know, we're going to have to, pride comes before the fall. Ain't that in the Bible?
Working on that, God.
Working on that. We're going to work on that. Anyway, this is Single on a Saturday Night. Thank you for joining us. I believe we finally got to the end, although we tried to stretch it to the very last minute. I know I couldn't. I stretched it. to the very last minute. Oh yeah, I stretched it, but I gotta stretch it one more time. We're not done. I forgot. My brother over here on the end. My brother over there on the end. One last time. All right, let's talk to you. You are in a project with Mr. Stormy Weathers, right?
Yes, I am.
And I think it's a one-man project?
Yes,
You by yourself? Oh, you?
Me by myself.
How did that happen?
Well, I'm a writer, and Storm and I, we did a lot of work together. And I did play before that, which was called The Side Show. It was a stand-up. And I just followed it up with The Grass is Greener on the Other Side. You know, it's like an autobiography type thing. You know, I'm from South Philly. And my name Bilal, you know, by the way. And like I said, Storm and I, we've done quite a few projects. Matter of fact, my man over there, the cameraman, filmed my first play that I ever did back in 2010.
You mean Groove Boy Entertainment?
Groove Boy
That is Smitty? Yeah, you mean
Smitty?
Yeah, is that who you talking about? He filmed your first project.
Filmed my first project back in 2010, and since then, I've been on stage like 25 times. I think Storm been in it like about 15 times. You know, so I did this one-man, you know, show. Like I said, it's called The Side Show. Then I followed up with The Grass is Greener on the Other Side, and it's this is next Saturday, you know, at Penrose Hotel, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Penrose Hotel, where is that? In Penrose?
No, it's in South Philly. It's around the corner from the 17th bus depot. It's like,
You know, when you're driving toward the stadium, you know that one hotel, one building that's sticking out the ground like a cigarette butt? That's the one.
That's the one. I never even knew they had events there.
No, I mean, it's
Do a little something.
autobiography. I mean, it ain't like do a little something. It's like autobiography, so it's like true, it's real.
It's
You know
real,
what I
it's
mean?
your life.
It's my life. See, I grew up in South Philly, and, you know, next Saturday
South
I'll be
Philly.
56, and, you know, I was one of them guys that they was like, yo, you ain't gonna live to see 21. You know what I mean? So here I am 56, so what I try to do is, you know, I try to tell people, you know, don't let people decide your life for you, you know what I mean? Because if I would have went with that, I wouldn't be here today, you know, because when people start telling you stuff, you start really believing
Start believing it.
You know, so if somebody say, yo, you ain't going to live to see 21, or you ain't going to never accomplish to be nothing, or this, that, and the third, and, you know, you start believing it, and then you become that person instead of being yourself, you know, who God wants you to be. And that's how it was. That's how it is with me, you know. So I took my life, and I'm trying to just show people, yo, the grass is greener on the other side, because I was on that side of the grass, and now on this side of the grass, it's a lot better.
Well, there you go. The grass is greener on this side. We're going to see. We're going to go. This is the real end of the show. But we're going to go now. Single on a Saturday night. Shout out to Howard Gilliam Jr. of New Video Productions. He may be in Pennsylvania, but he's always a Shaw is in his DNA. And Groove Boy Entertainment, look, we just shouted you out. South, I know you South. I know you South Philly. Shout out to South Philly. Hey, oh my God. South Philly strong. All right, let's go. Let's go. Whoa. I'm scared of y'all.
Hey everybody, my name is Sheena. I'm the creator of the Harry Situation app. If you don't have it, download it now. You may be having a hairy situation, and I can help you with that. I provide helpful tips on how to maintain the proper cause and how to purchase the perfect hair for you. So get the app, Harry Situation, on your Google Play or your iTunes store. Harry Situation, download it now.
This is Philly's own Starlene Band, produced by Mr. Norman Collins. There used to be a time in my life when we were lovers, and we shared this apartment together, just us two. I think about we plan to get married, saying love how I used